Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. It's Calvin here, the gluten-free chef, with my first ever video update for this brand and newsletter. Well, I wanted to hop on and just share with you, if you've been following for the last few weeks, you know that I have been promoting and crowdfunding for the second print run of my cookbook, Just Desserts, which you see here, 40 step-by-step gluten-free dessert recipes that I self-published and produced in December 2023. I've been reflecting on my work this summer and over the last few weeks. I realized that as a creator, as an artist, what really fills me up and what makes me really passionate about what I do is my ability. So I worked with a company called Gorham Printing, which is based in Washington, D.C., if you're not familiar with it, and it is a custom book printing company. And they've really been an amazing partner to work with. And I intentionally wanted to self-publish this book and not work with a traditional publisher for a couple of reasons. One of those reasons was I really wanted to understand the behind the scenes of really, what are the pros of working with a traditional publisher? What does it take to have a vision, have an idea? I'll shoot a photo shoot for food, all of that process. And so because I am a self-publisher and didn't work with a traditional publisher, there was no sort of upfront book advance that you get when you write a cookbook. As a content creator, I'm sort of flipping that model on its head. And so really, I've done all of the creation of the book, and the first run was so successful, was a runaway success, if you will. About 500 copies was sold, and a lot of people who wanted to get a hard copy, were not able to do so. And so here we are. I'm feeling much better this year. I did in 2024. If you recall, 2024, I got long COVID and I really wasn't able to get back to a second print run at that time. So now that we're here in August, wanting to print an order from Gorham for my book, beautiful glossy hardcover copy. It's about $45 per cookbook. And the reason why that price point is a couple reasons. My cookbook is full color. There is a beautiful hero a photo of every recipe in the cookbook. I worked with amazing content creators and photographers, Emily Baker, Sarah Heppel, my brother Adam Eaton shot the cover that you see on the cookbook page on my website, Gluten Free Chef blog. You have a full, really like the how to, the why. I really wanted to tell the story, my gluten-free story, but also really help people who were new to gluten-free, new to baking, new to having celiac, right, understand what is gluten. And so it's not just a pretty cookbook with pretty pictures. It's really a guide. There is a step-by-step instructional visual tutorial within the book, right, to show you every step of the way for every recipe. So this book is great whether you're new to baking, whether you are an expert baker, right, but you just want to learn gluten-free, whether you have celiac disease or you have other autoimmune illness, lupus, right, or you have fibromyalgia for myself, right? So that's why I produced this book. And so because I don't have just, a random $9,000 lying around, that's really why I'm crowdfunding. So as part of this new price, $65, you will receive this glossy hardcover signed copy of the cookbook. This price includes the shipping. You also, when you purchase, so add to cart and purchase, you will get an instant ebook download as well. And so I'm really excited to bring this to you. I really appreciate the questions that you asked as to, why crowdfunding. I think in our digital age really has created and democratized this idea of self-publisher for folks like myself to come to their audience and say, hey, you can pre-order, get this amazing product, right? And, that way I don't have this upfront cost, right? And so that's really why I'm crowdfunding. Shipping will happen about early fall. I'm hoping at the beginning of October. The campaign is running until September 30th. So if you're not following me on socials, please do. Mostly on Facebook, follow the Gluten Free Chef on Facebook and follow at the Gluten Free Chef blog on Instagram. That's where you're going to see pretty much all of the updates, the links and everything. My blog, theglutenfreechefblog.com. If you have questions, right, my email is asktheglutenfreechef@gmail.com. I will be clipping this video up as well on my social media so that other people can have access to it as well. So that's really it. Just Desserts, second print run, now through September 30th. I want every single of the 200 copies to be pre-ordered so that I can then get all of those boxes of books, sit down, ship them out to you. I'll also be partnering with several bookstores locally. So if you have a bookstore and you're not in upstate New York, Rochester, have them reach out to me. I'm working with hopefully the Unreliable Not Narrator, Hippocampo again, hopefully Book Culture, hopefully right, to be retail partners as well when I get this 100 copy of the hard copies to ship out so they can be in bookstores as well. And that's really it. This is my first video update, but it will not be my last video update. I really love the fact that storytelling is really what makes me passionate as a creator and artist. It's all about the story. And I love that I have the ability to write stories. And it's really a full circle moment because I started the Gluten Free Chef back in 2012, so 13 years ago, when I was experiencing a really dark time in my life. I was really sick, fibromyalgia. It left me bedbound. I had moved to Nashville, Tennessee to be a special education teacher, which I still am. It was new for me at that time. I was unable to work as a teacher. I had to take a leave. I was devastated and felt like my this new disability was taking my life away from me. And so this website rather, came at a time when I wasn't quite sure that I was going to be able to work traditionally again. I knew that I had the ability to tell a story. I knew that I had internet access, and I knew that some way people made money through the internet, through content, and 13 years later, here we are, much stronger than I was back then as a disabled person. But it is my goal to make the Gluten Free Chef my full time job so that I am better able to take better care of myself as a disabled person. I love classroom teaching and working in a school again. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that ever again. It does take its toll on my body. So brand is not just this idea of making money, right? I'm not making money really from this cookbook. It's important to me for other people similar to me to have resources like this cookbook that I did not have, that have full color photos, that use whole real ingredients, that are beautifully photographed, that walks them every step of the way for a recipe. I didn't have that when I went gluten free, and so you do. And so thank you so much for your support over the last 13 years. I hope to have 13 more, right? I have so much planned for the Gluten Free Chef. This cookbook is just one of many products and items that I hope will be a benefit to not only the celiac community, but also those of you who live with other autoimmune illnesses and food allergies as well. So thank you so much for your time, for watching. Thank you for your pre-order. Thank you for liking my comment, for thank you for liking my post, for following me, for sharing. I look forward to the next video update. That's all for now. If you have questions, please go to my website again, theglutenfreechefblog.com. And my email again is asktheglutenfreechef@gmail.com. All right, I am going to sign out. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.